boy Steve Urkel jumped out there, man. He getting his Urkel on again. He was Stefan for a couple years, but lately it sounds like that Urkel role has taken a toll on him mentally. So go ahead and break it down for us.
He pretty much said that he feels like he doesn't get credit or get lumped in with the great shows because the show is not hood. That's pretty much what he said. If it's not hood, then it's not black. And he feels like he doesn't get his due justice because of that.
You got to tell him what the show is.
He said Family Matters. Oh, Family Matters. Family Matters, which, again, the show was actually about a dude who was a cop, and Urkel was written in for, 1 episode or 2 episodes, and then he became a fan favorite, and at that point, he was on for the rest of the show. But Steve Urkel, which his actual name is Jaleel White, he said in a recent interview that he feels that they don't get lumped in with the great black family shows and black sitcoms in general because they're not hood enough. I push back on that because I think that it just wasn't as interesting as the other shows. You have My Wife and Kids, you have Fresh Prince, you have Meet the Parkers, you got Girlfriends, you got The Cosby Show, you got Good Times, Stanford and Sons. Like, you could go down a list of black sitcoms that are not hood and are better and more funny than Family Matters. And so for me, that's why it doesn't get lumped in, because it doesn't compare to the other shows, in my opinion. And it's really about a cop and his family. It's not really about Urkel. So, I mean, you take Urkel out, and for me at least, it's not as appealing as the other shows.
Did you grow up watching Family Matters?
I watched a lot of Family Matters on Nick at Night. I did. I watched every show.
Like as a kid, you grew up. Yeah.
What you mean?
Like you weren't there in the moment.
I wasn't there in the moment for it.
Yeah,
no.
that's what I mean. So it's gonna hit different for people who were there in the moment.
Bro wasn't there for TGIF. Thank goodness it's
Right.
Friday. Niggas turned that on for Family Matters, okay? Because the rest of the shows was about white people.
Oh God.
You gotta understand something. Family Matters achieved more success than a lot of these shows because Parker's and shit was on like UPN, Channel 13. Family Matters was on Channel 7, nigga. Back in the day.
Channel 7, yeah.
Channel 7 was the channel. Like, that was where the white folks was. They was competing with the white shows. Family Matters is iconic, much better and bigger than Girlfriends, much better and bigger than the Parkers, much better and bigger than Moesha.
Moesha's good.
I don't know.
That's another one.
Nah, Moesha and Family Matters might be
None of
neck and
those are
neck.
hood stories. None of those are hood stories, and they just as good.
Neck and neck simply because they dealt with kind of a lot of the same things. But
Moesha was that deal.
I will give Family Matters the edges because Family Matters was not driven by a major star. There was not one major star on Family Matters. Moesha had Brandy. Brandy had already had success in music before she was ever Moesha. So that drew a lot of fans to it. Moesha also wasn't on Channel 7. ABC didn't see nothing in it to be like, we want you, like they did with Family Matters.
So, but do you think that it's because it's not hood?
No,
Hold on. Look, let me interject. I get what he's saying as far as cultural influence through like the decades, withstanding the test of time. The reason Martin and shows like The Fresh Prince outshine everything is because it's like a classic song. It's like no matter what era you turn it on, we can relate to it. It was hip. It had the fashion. They involved the culture in the shows more than a Family Matters. Family Matters is closer to like a Cosby, in my opinion, where you have the strong nuclear black family. You had the square dad. He was a cop. You had the mom. You had the son-daughter dynamic. You had the kids being mischievous. You know, Moesha chasing after Fredro Starr. He was the thug on the show. You know what I'm saying? He was the ladies' man. So you got the square daughter being raised by a square dad, but she's attracted to bad boys like all women. So it was a lot of hidden messages compacted in that. You had Urkle, you know what I'm saying? The nerd who was in love with the popular girl. Then later on, you know, she all of a sudden, you know, her worth is down. Now she's in love with him after he becomes Stefan. And it was a lot of messages in that. And you had, what's her name? The neighbor coming over, eating breakfast and all type of shit. You know, like you would have a friend who didn't have a good childhood or something, and there was always welcome at your house. So they had that going on. So did Moesha too, by the way. Rest in peace, Hakeem. But I don't.
Over to eat at
You know what?
He's just saying the dynamic.
I might be thinking about Moesha. That might be no. It was Urkel.
Niggas don't memorialize Family Matters for the same reason niggas don't really watch white sitcoms. It's not toxic enough. Family Matters was too wholesome for these no good degenerate niggas. The daughter wasn't a slut. She wasn't getting caught in the bed with boys like a Moesha. Niggas love shit like that. What I'm telling you is, That
You
type
gotta
of show,
relax.
like
I guess so. I don't understand that. I don't
Listen,
understand it.
That because you didn't grow
None
up
of
in
those
there.
shows are hood though.
Listen
It
what
don't,
I'm-
bro. Come
bro,
on,
hold
man. You don't gotta grow
hold
up
on.
in here to
We
say
gotta-
that.
Let's identify. Hold on. Let's identify hood. What show would we identify as hood? Or
I
I
would you?
wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Because
I wouldn't-
Moesha, I'm gonna say was hood.
Lamar Park.
I wouldn't.
Gang episodes dealing with gang members.
They
People
was
getting
gang
shot.
banging.
That's
Yeah, for
hood.
sure. Moesha
That's
was hood.
shit.
There's situations in every show where there was like a gun or some
Not
shit like that, a fight.
Nah, not like
Family Matters
that.
had something lightweight, but it wasn't like Laura wasn't running out of the house to go be with some boy. She didn't get caught in her room with a boy. You didn't see nothing like that. What I'm telling you is Family Matters was one of those shows that taught you how to live. Right. Just like the Cosbys. That's what white people get. That's why white people tend to have more family structure than black people, because white people consume things that teach them how to live right. They watch Seventh Heaven and shit like that, and it's like a huge success. That was what Family Matters was for black people, and we don't memorialize it.
You ever seen Full House?
Yeah, I seen Full
was
House.
Okay,
good.
all the crazy shit, all that shit was going on in Full House too.
But they had
All the
Full
same
House.
shit
Look,
goes
Nah,
on.
but I'm telling
it's
you,
all the same story plots.
The
It's
youth
just-
can't identify with Family Matters because most of us didn't grow up with that type of household. So as the generations go on, the disconnect gets even further. But
Why did people?
Martin is still cool. He had Biggie Smalls on there. He had Snoop on there.
Martin was
He had
degenerate.
Mike Tyson on there. Like he had the celebrities. The Who was who. The Michael Jacksons. Like he had the culture embedded in the show.
Why
So
do you
that's
think
why it's
people
still
white-
just the
more
time.
seasons, Martin.
That's why they think it's more hood.
What ran for more seasons? Martin was a degenerate show. A nigga dressing up like a female on some. That was now they were calling that gay. They'll be saying, "Oh, he was doing this and he was working for the Illuminati." Constantly, just doing slapstick type humor type stuff. You know, he was with Gina. First
Now,
they
Martin
wasn't
had
married, but they was
messages,
fucking.
bro.
So you're saying this is what I'm saying. So you're saying that because of that, Family Matters should be regarded higher.
No.
Because of
Okay,
that,
absolutely
So
not.
this is all I'm trying to get
As
at.
far
Like,
as-
No,
it's,
hell no.
it's
was-
not. It's not
not
up
gonna be
there, bro.
regarded higher.
It's not up there, bro.
Entertainment value and rewatchability for me, I see, and this is what I'm telling you.
Not over Martin.
All black people are not the
I
same.
understand it's not. It's
I'll
not
watch
monolith.
Family-
I get
okay,
that.
Okay, you have a son and you got a daughter and they 9 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, "Dad, we want to watch something you used to watch." You putting on Martin or you putting on Family Matters? You will feel more secure playing Family Matters for them.
No.
Because that's a healthy
I'm putting
show.
I'm putting Martin on, bro. If my kids like, hey, I
on
want to watch
Martin. We
shows
not-
you used to watch, I'm putting on Martin.
I'm not
Niggas,
putting on
knock it
Family
off.
Matters.
We're not putting on Family Matters, bro.
We're
We're
not.
putting on
Themes
Martin.
in Martin were adult themes, bro. Like that was.
We're putting on Martin. My kids watch Martin.
Yeah.
Nigga, they go watch
You're
Martin
not
on
gonna
their
turn
own.
out bad because you watch Martin, nigga. Like that's what I'm saying. The route you taking it is the route you're taking it is. I get what you're saying, but
I
to
don't
me, it
even
doesn't
get what he's saying.
It doesn't apply to
There's
the
a
shows.
reason-
Like all those other shows, to me, have more replay value than him. Than Family Matters, just off the basis of it just being more interesting, not because those shows are more hood or more toxic. They just better. They just
Martin,
more.
if you watch Martin, you see a bunch of things just constantly recycled all over. Whereas Family Matters, you have fresh themes, fresh ideas, new situations.
There will be no Martin slander
Listen,
on the Viral
I just feel
podcast.
like it's
After,
predictable.
when I watch Martin, that's what happens with Martin. It's redundant. It's the same stuff. All I'm telling you is Family Matters achieved more than Martin will ever. That's why Martin was
You're
on
crazy.
Fox.
You're
That's
crazy.
why Martin was marketed to Negroes.
You're crazy.
Family Matters was on a channel where all groups consumed it
Question why though? Why?
because it was a wholesome show.
But do you think that? So my thing is this: because if we reflect other types of things that go on in our culture, what's wrong with that? Why couldn't that get on the white network?
Listen,
Because
Why is
he's-
only Urkle
He's talking
get
bullshit, bro.
on the white network?
Let's be real.
Because
Hold on. Let's be real. Anything that aligns closer with hip hop culture is always gonna be more popular with us as
Mm-hmm.
people, because whether people want to believe it or not, like it or not, hip hop is what really molds Black American culture. Like it just is what it is.
No, I agree with you 100%. And those shows, and I think there's a difference between hip hop and being hood in a negative light. And that's why I disagree with them, because yeah, them shows might have some hints of hood in it, but we all knew niggas in the hood or been in the hood or lived there, and we was good people. So it's not like in those shows at the end of the day, maybe not all of them, but they taught us something, and we revered those in the culture, and they were good shows, and they weren't terrible examples 24/7. So to me, that was more realistic than everything else. in my opinion.
Like Family Matters was cool. Don't get me wrong. Family Matters is a classic. It's a staple in black culture. Shout out Carl Winslow. Shout out all of them. Shout out Urkle. Shout out all of them. Laura, all of them. But the fact remains, they're not ranked as high as Fresh Prince or a Martin. Like not even close. Those are the elites. And then you have like the Wayans Bros, the Parkers, the Moeshas. I would put Family Matters slightly above those because the storyline was more serious.
Okay.
It had more substance than a Wayans Bros. That was just like some random,
Silly
let's just
shit,
laugh,
yeah.
silly shit.
Skits almost.
Even Jamie Foxx, I would put that down there with the Wayans Brothers. I wouldn't put that up there with
I'm telling
a Family
you're wrong.
Matters.
I just looked it up on my phone. Family Matters went 9 seasons. Martin only went 5 seasons. Family Matters went 9 seasons on a large major network. ABC is way bigger than Fox.
I know, but I'm not talking about
Martin didn't get ended because of ratings, though.
The statements that are being made are ignorant of the reality. The reality is right now today, Family Matters is still getting viewed 11.7 billion minutes a
Tell
year.
Jaleel White that because he doesn't
Wait,
agree with you. That's what we're trying to get at.
And
The
he was
numbers,
on the show.
numbers compared to
Listen,
impact are two
Jaleel
different
White
things,
is
and you're not
arguing-
understanding that.
He was on
You're
the
not
show and
understanding
he's
that.
telling you it's not hitting as hard.
Jaleel White is arguing about his recognition from the black community.
That's what.
And what I'm telling Jaleel White is what these niggas think don't matter in the major scheme of things. 11.
What?
Unfortunately, it does, bro.
Listen,
Unfortunately, it does.
What we think is the only thing that matters,
I'm not
nigga.
gonna say that, but
Clearly not, because guess what? Negroes think that Martin is bigger than Family Matters, but right now
And it
today,
is.
Family Matters is being watched more than Martin.
Martin's bigger than any character on Family Matters right now, though.
Period.
So that
That's
sums
through
it
his
up, bro.
career.
No,
That's
that's
through
because
his
he
career.
had
No, period. The show, bro. Listen, if
You're
we
taking one
take a poll,
one person is
No.
bigger than 10 people on that show. Yes, he is.
if we take a poll, Martin or Family Matters, Martin's winning, bro, because Martin has the older crowd and he has the youth, the younger crowd. Family Matters don't really have the new
You're
generations,
wrong.
bro.
That's what viewership is. That's what they do when they measure minutes. That is a poll. Which one is getting consumed more right now throughout the world? Family Matters is destroying.
We're
Martin.
only listen what we talking about, bro. When we discussing this, we're discussing the
saying the
culture,
numbers,
bro.
yeah.
No, listen. You're trying to include everyone else. What he's saying, he's not getting the recognition from the.
You're trying-
No, listen, bro. He's saying I'm not getting the same recognition from black culture. That's the only thing we discussing. We're not discussing the shit being watched in Germany and all these watch hours. No, within our culture, our thing, he does not feel the same love as a Martin or something. And he's saying this because it wasn't hood enough, because our culture comes from the ghettos. The ghettos influences black culture. Yeah, we have other cultures, but the ghetto predominantly in America, which is directly tied to hip hop, and that's tied to what makes everything cool and acceptable. He don't feel acceptable there. He's accepted everywhere else. So, but the thing that's
I
bothering
think Good
him
Times was a better
is
show.
this.
That's how I really felt.
You didn't
about
watch no fucking Good Times,
I
nigga.
grew up
You
watching
ain't
Good
watching
Times.
no Good Times,
Nigga, I grew up with my
young nigga.
granny
What
and my
I'm-
pops, nigga.
what I'm telling
I
you
grew up on Good Times for
is
sure.
Jaleel White is having a nigga moment where he's not looking at the situation holistically. If more people overall are watching Family Matters, that means more black people overall are watching
That's
Family
not what
Matters.
that
No, it
means.
doesn't.
That's exactly
No,
what
that's
that
not
means.
what that means.
Yes,
Because
it does.
you just tried to make a point that it was on the white network.
Dude,
Right,
listen,
exactly.
Like, come on, bro.
You use
You-
white
Black
people as your
people
argument.
turn on TGIF every Friday. Wait a minute, bro. Hold on. I'm going to kill y'all shit right now.
Okay.
Your grandma watch Jeopardy, my nigga. Your grandma watch Wheel of Fortune. They black. Niggas participate in every single cultural space that white people do at a higher rate than they participate in their own niches. That is a fact.
That's
like
not
I
a
said,
fact.
It is, but it doesn't
More
change the
black
fact that
people-
impact wise,
That's not a fact.
More
bro.
black people watched Family Matters than watched Martin. Let me tell you why. Because even back in those days, there were more
families.
black people who were in evangelical Christians who did not permit their kids to watch that. I was one of those kids. I still stuck and watch the shit. But what I'm saying is,
In the story.
no, I still
Wait,
watch
they didn't
that.
let you watch Family Matters.
No,
This
no.
nigga cap. Y'all, my mom didn't let me watch Martin. Man, shut the fuck
My
up.
grandma didn't like
This
to watch
nigga,
it.
hey, this nigga lying
Listen,
to make
bro.
a point.
I'm not
No,
lying at all.
no black parent in the history
Ever,
of
nigga.
the United States
You're
ever
tripping.
told their kids you can't watch Martin,
Now
nigga.
you sound
We
ignorant.
all sat down as a family,
Bro,
waiting for them new episodes. Get the fuck out of here, nigga.
Look, there are
This nigga cap.
black people, one, who didn't grow up in the ghetto. Two,
That doesn't mean you don't like Martin. That's
Listen,
what
bro,
and you keep doing that.
no,
Like,
I'm not doing nothing. As usual, the audience is gonna agree with me because they always do. Bro, there are black people who don't let their kids watch The Simpsons, nigga. There are black people who didn't let their kids even watch Moesha. There are actually good black parents who don't expose.
You're
their
not a
children.
bad parent for letting your kids
I'm
watch
not
Martin or
saying
Moesha.
that. What I'm telling
But that's
you is
literally
You
what
are.
you just
you
said.
cannot take your experience and lump that onto all black people.
That's most of our experiences,
A lot
nigga.
of black people lived in
so
Christian households.
so what you're saying is that Jaleel White is wrong in feeling like he's not revered as higher in black culture when it comes to these sitcoms.
He's looking at the wrong group of black people. He wants to be revered by degenerate Negroes. Understand?
To tie
most black people
sitcom
are
watching
not
to being a
degenerate.
degenerate is a
That's true.
very, very big reach.
And
bro.
look at the
a very
sitcoms we
big
talking
Y'all tie
about.
shit to shit all the time.
We talking about Martin, bro. He's
that's not-
calling Martin degenerate.
Yeah,
like,
he had a
this how I
girl,
know
it
you didn't
was-
really watch the
Bro,
show like
to-
that.
to listen,
You're a goof.
To tie a black man put on a dress for comedic value to being gay is also ignorant. But
They
black
all
people do
put
it every day.
they all put on dresses. They all put on dresses.
Martin put on dresses,
Unless they all put on dresses.
but nobody called him gay.
Because it's the way that they did it, and there was no known agenda like it is today. It was like, no, listen, bro. When they did Miss Doubtfire, nobody, period, watched that movie and said, "Oh man, Robin Williams gay." No, you like, damn, this genius, bro. Can't see his kids. He fake like he
It was
was the
funny
nanny.
as fuck.
It was funny. It was no sexual tone to it like it is today when you see men in dresses. So even though we found out there was a reason they was putting them all in dresses, unbeknownst to us, when we watched it optically, it didn't feel weird. So let's not play like, oh, Martin was gay. Like, come on, cuz.
People
Stop.
thought
It's not,
people
don't do
thought
that,
she
bro.
was funny.
It's just
People
black-
thought she was funny,
It's just
nigga.
black
Thought Shanae
people
was
doing
Knock it
what-
off, nigga.
It's just black people doing what black people do, being arbitrary and selective on who they gonna call gay and not. Let me tell you this. Disney, they started with the little fruity shit, right? Do you know how far their ratings have dropped? Do you know how much money they've lost? Billions and billions of dollars. What I'm telling you is the people who will not expose their children to degeneracy far outnumber the people who will. That is why a company like Disney, when they start doing what they was doing, their ratings, their money, their revenue, it collapsed, it tanked. A lot of people don't understand. There are a lot of parents out here who don't expose their children to stuff like Martin, like even some of the Disney
Stop saying stuff
That's
like
what-
Martin, like Martin was
Bro,
a
Martin
bad
has
show.
weird shit in there.
You keep saying like stuff like Martin, nigga. Martin was a classic, nigga. What are you
Yeah.
talking
Listen,
about, bruh? Man, from the like he had so many characters. Lil Roscoe, the snotty nosed kid. He had the cop, the Dragonfly Jones, the pimp. Like Martin had something from every aspect of black culture, even the upper echelons, nigga. He had the squares, he had the bosses, he had Stan. Like, come on,
You
bro.
could compare it
Stop playing.
to Fresh Prince. We can compare it to Fresh Prince, where and that is way more of a nuclear family setting. That was a way more of a hit to me than Family Matters.
You can't compare Fresh Prince to Martin. Martin had more adult themes. Like Martin was like,
No, I'm saying
I'ma
comparing it to
slide you
Family
down
Matters.
and shit like that.
I'm
What
saying
does that mean?
what I'm saying is that this is another show that you can put up next to Family Matters, and it could look parallel due to the certain things within the shows. Hold on, when you look at the family structures, Uncle Phil's a lawyer, right? These people are prestigious. They're good, upstanding citizens. So is the same thing in Family Matters. There's messages in both. There's a lot of things that go on in both of the shows. Fresh Prince is bigger than Family Matters, and it reverts with the culture more, and it's because it's just a better show.
Fresh Prince is bigger than Family Matters because
Because of Will Smith is what you're gonna
because it
say.
had Will Smith. It had
But there's some scenes in there that
it's like the. It's
I
like
don't remember. I don't know because
It's a
maybe
great
I don't know,
show.
but I don't remember a scene as powerful in Family Matters as Fresh Prince when his dad leave. I don't see no Family Matter tweets being recirculated and videos being recirculated ever.
When Martin went to go get Gina and he
Ever.
had Brian McKnight singing and he proposed, bro, that shit hit,
that-
nigga.
So
You
There's-
can't pull no moments like
listen.
that from Family
You
Matters, bro.
saying like when Carl had a heart attack, like when they got into with the Dragons, the gang.
Nah, that didn't hit as hard.
When Steve played basketball with Larry Johnson, Grandmama, and all that shit. There's iconic moments when Steve got drunk and he was like, "Do the Urkle," and then
Yeah,
they
that
had
was-
the
that was a
drink.
moment.
That shit was. There's moments in that shit we just don't recall them. But what I'm telling you is this: Fresh Prince was driven by a major celebrity. Family Matters is like the Patriots. Family Matters is like the Warriors before they got KD. They did more with less. Niggas are hypocritical because they'll say LeBron James is the best every time because he didn't play with nobody. Shit, Steve Urkel might be one of the most iconic black characters of all time because he came out of nowhere.
And took
no
a show.
Who he was.
Okay.
He worked with nobody. None of those people went on to major success.
I can say that, but
and they made ABC.
I can understand why you're saying that, but I just think when you line it up over all the great shows, you know, in time when it comes to black sitcoms, it's just not up there, and it's not because it's not hood enough.
And let's hold on and let's keep it real, bro, because he's basically stating what I've been arguing with you niggas about on this show. If it does not have the hood pass, it does not matter because whether people want to accept it or not, in this culture, the culture stamps what's cool and what's not. So if he is revered by all these cultures and they're getting, oh man, this is what the white people watching, the families, and they're getting more watch time, and he's still coming out and saying, bro, I don't feel accepted because it's not hood enough. What he is saying is the culture is not accepting him, not the world, not all that shit that you're talking about. He don't even give a fuck about that. He's still worrying about the degenerates, or like you like to call niggas, bro. He want to be looked at like Martin. He want to be looked at like Will. He want to be looked at like the Wayans brothers, nigga.
Jaleel White is just like most child stars. He's in Arrested Development. He hasn't really been exposed to that, so he naturally is going to look up to that. Like, oh, that's the part of black life he really hasn't had exposure to. But a Negro like me who has been exposed to that is wise enough to tell him, Jaleel, what niggas think don't matter. Like, even the hood niggas was watching Family Matters.
But see, you're talking to somebody who's from sort of the same background as you, is what you're saying, and I never again still looked at Family Matters and said,
from the same damn background as me. What the hell?
You said you had a. You're speaking as in like you had a nuclear family, right?
Nigga, I grew up on 21st and Martin Luther King with a single black.
But I'm saying,
my daddy in jail for life.
Is that what you were saying? Well, then what did you saying? You could. You just said that with Family Matters, though.
I said someone who grew up among niggas can tell Jaleel White, who didn't grow up among niggas, that what niggas think don't matter. This guy, listen, everyone who watched Martin watched Family Matters. Not
of course we did.
Family Matters watched Martin.
But
Family Matters is bigger than Martin on the scale of everything.
It's not more impactful though. At the end of the day,
to who?
The culture, nigga. That's what we saying.
And he feels that way.
The
matter.
culture is another word for niggas.
Yes, it is, but we matter, nigga.
We do.
Right. So if you're not
We just
accepted,
don't matter as much as we think we do.
no, you're crazy. If we don't realize how much we matter, that's why we get fucked over. Once we realize how much we matter, which is what I'm saying, which is why you have fucking little tribes in Japan and Thailand acting like niggas, getting their hair literally done like this shit. Them niggas is paying to get the shit that grow out of our hair when the whole world was saying our hair was fucked up. So never undermine the influence of the culture, because the culture influences the world worldwide, where these other ethnicities and movements can't touch. Guess what's touching it? The culture, nigga. All this shit they condemn. All them little tribes in Africa out there dressing like niggas. And
it's just not a better
like,
show.
Come on, bro.
It's not a better show than other sitcoms.
It's not, nigga.
You are 100% right. Black people really don't realize how much we matter. But what I've realized also is black people really don't really know how big black people are doing it, bro. Like, there's black people doing shit that most black people wouldn't even imagine a black person could do. Like, for example, I asked you, Collie, how many black millionaires are there in America?
Probably like 500.
2 million black millionaires in America. That's big. We just don't. I mean, there are black people with like manufacturing companies. They own warehouses making shit. When I started really being a part of like the Pan-African community and stuff, I really learned how much black people are really doing. And I feel like when we reduce everything down to, oh, this only gets the stamp of the culture and stuff, we're really minimizing our impact on things. We're bigger than just what black people think. This black people are competing internationally in all types of markets and areas of the economy and everything else. So we global already.
Okay, so if we put it in a, take it out of just the culture scale, I still think shows, me personally, and it could be from when we're raised, I think shows like Full House and George Lopez are better than Family Matters. I found those more interesting to watch than Family Matters.
Yeah, you didn't grow up like us though.
Full House is
It
redundant.
ain't no way Full House is
I found
ever better than
I found
Family
it more
Matters.
interesting than Family Matters.
There's no way in hell
Full
from
House
no
was hinged
aspect,
on
nigga.
Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen. That was the only thing of value they
Them
brought.
two
and they
little
got
white
I found
twins,
it
nigga.
more interesting.
Them two little white
For
girl
sure.
twins.
One memorable episode of
It's
Full House.
crazy.
When there's problems when Uncle Jesse and his girl are going through it. What's his name? Hey, they go through it in the
You
show.
have to specify. You're dealing with niggas right now.
Hey, bro better walk a tight line because he's starting to teeter on the.
We broke it down.
Hey,
specifically
what you mean?
episode
Hey, he's
you talking
starting to.
about.
He's starting
Jesse,
to.
the uncle going through with his
Hey,
girl.
he's starting to teeter
go
that
ahead.
not like us line a little bit.
How? Because of Full House?
Yes, nigga.
Hold on.
You
So
put
this is
Full
the
House
this
over
is the
Family
same-
Matters.
This is, bro.
Just giving not like us and shit a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
How is it giving not like us if I'm saying Martin and all these other shows are better?
But you said Full House. You blew
Full
out.
House
I don't-
over Family Matters?
Yeah,
Crazy.
that's how I feel about it.
That's
don't take
crazy.
that don't take away nothing from me.
Golden
It take
Girls
away
is
a
better
lot,
than Full
nigga.
House.
You said what?
Hey, that's
Golden
on-
Girls?
That's on God,
Come
nigga.
on. I'm not
I
finna
got
watch five white
I got
bitches on a
Golden
TV
Girls
show.
over Full House, nigga.
Golden Girls is better than
Facts.
Full House, my nigga.
Facts.
Hey, agree to disagree.
I got Golden
But
Girls
we
over
grew up
that.
in the same type
Nah,
of
that's
environment, so
facts.
We have a similar view on it.
Golden Girls
Golden
hit,
Girls
nigga.
is my shit, bro.
I'll
I
watch
got
that
the
shit
window
now.
first and I binge watch it.
Yeah,
Golden
I'm not
Girls-
watching that.
You tripping.
My two favorite like white shows, period. Probably but two of my favorite shows, period. Seinfeld and Golden Girls. I fuck with Golden
I like
Girls all day.
Seinfeld.
I used to like Seinfeld. I used to fuck with Kramer till his bitch ass went on stage
I
and
like
said what he
Seinfeld. I
said.
think that's a good show.
It's Seinfeld K now. I
I
ain't gonna lie.
watched it too much now. The episodes have lost on
I
me.
think they're all the same.
Seinfeld K.
They all have sort of the same plots. A
But
lot of the shows when you break it down.
Family Matters punched at a bigger weight, a heavier weight. And let me tell you this. You might not know this. Family Matters is actually a spinoff off of a white show, Perfect Strangers. Harriet, the wife,
Yeah,
was
wasn't
a
she?
security guard in Perfect Strangers, and they spent that off to like talk about her family life, and that blew up into a whole show. So I'm just telling you, it's like comparing Martin to Family Matters, like on a holistic scale, where like in the world compare. That's like comparing freaking Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali, bro. Like there's no real comparison. It does shine nice. Like Mike did have a lot of brutal knockouts.
Wait, what?
But in the scope of,
I don't know what this man.
Bro, you
Hey, but look,
get up. Yeah, I'm like, you
Hold
niggas,
on, because-
what, bro? You talking about Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali is
Muhammad Ali was the more perennial.
No, because
heavyweight champion.
this you keep trying to get away from his point. This is why you lose the debate.
nuance.
His point is black culture. Nothing else we talking
This man
about.
said Full House. He lost his point at that.
No,
How
his
could I have
point
lost
been
my
gone.
point?
Yeah, his
How could I have lost my
he
point because
low-key
I said that?
disqualified. Like I ain't gonna
How?
lie, bro.
Y'all said y'all watch Golden Girls.
Yes.
So y'all get to pick which white show is okay,
Yes.
and
Golden
I
Girls
don't.
is legit.
Hey.
So what makes y'all be able to pick which white show is cool and me not be able to pick which white show is cool?
Because the culture
I'm
agrees.
asking you.
I'm telling
So,
you.
so I'm asking you.
The
what?
culture agrees.
What?
The culture gonna tell
What,
you
what could
Golden
make
Girls.
us?
Bro,
What
bro.
makes y'all able to say this is this, and then if I say this is a white show. This ain't a white show.
You can have your opinion all you want to, but when you said that show Full House,
I watched it more than Family Matters.
Hey, you know why?
You're
Hey, hold on.
For
You gotta
sure.
tell him. You gotta tell him.
Bro.
Some shit you just had to be there for. It's just some things happened in the moment, like when 50 Cent hit the scene. You could go back and look, but you're not gonna feel the impact of when he hit the scene if you weren't there. If you wasn't outside. So if you wasn't outside when the Golden Girls was on, nigga, everybody mama in the hood was watching Golden Girls.
Facts.
Most of us grew up in single parent households, so naturally we sat down with mama and we watched the Golden Girls. So Golden Girls is low key a staple in the black community, believe it or not.
It's a staple. Hey, and you just had to be there for like when that dude on Family Matters was going around the school telling people he had fucked Laura. And then Eddie was about to beat that nigga's ass, and he was like,
It's not better than
hey,
Martin or any
that
other
is-
shows, bro.
No, bro, listen.
You could try to circle it back around. It's not killing Fresh Prince. It's not killing Martin. It's not revered as a high show, and that's why he's complaining. No, it's not because I'm not there,
You
nigga.
wasn't there.
History has told us what shows are better.
No.
Niggas ain't fucking with Family
History
Matters more than they
is
fucking with
telling
Martin
you,
and Fresh
bro.
Prince.
Nah, they
Google
not.
They're
this.
not, bro.
Listen,
Nobody
bro.
is, nigga.
Listen.
Nobody is.
Listen, bro.
You could do whatever you want to do.
You can
It's
say-
not a fact, bro.
Listen,
And that's
you
why he
can
feels
say-
that way.
you can
That's why he
say
feels that way.
whatever you
He
want.
hasn't had another role
Hold
since.
on, man.
Nobody fuck
You
with bro.
can say whatever
He-
you want, but I just Googled it, so Google proves that your ass is lying. Because
Okay.
right now, today,
More people are
in
watching
the
it.
world are watching Family Matters.
Not
than
the
Martin.
culture.
So then
though.
he should look at
Rewatching it.
then.
Okay, look.
Martin is on Netflix. Family Matters ain't on Netflix yet.
So-
when shit hit Netflix, that means that
Hold
nobody else
on,
will
look.
buy it.
Okay, so look. So let's go into that topic.